Now let's speak with Chiagoziem Onyekwena, who's an information technology architect and writer of get.Africa, a weekly curated African technology newsletter platform. So let's hit the ground running. What do you make of the multi-layer issues surrounding the global shortage of chips and its undermining effect on production?
Yes. I listened to the previous contributor, and it's well known. COVID-19 has been a major player that's had a major effect on the supply chain for semiconductor chips, and that's true. But it's also true that it has affected several other industries, and not just semiconductor industry. So there's a report by Goldman Sachs that came out earlier in the year that said up to 96% industries are affected by COVID-19. The supply chain of up to 96% industries. So what we are seeing at play in semiconductor chip industry in particular is COVID-19 and other factors. Like you also mentioned, there are two other factors that are at play, and this was brought to light by TSMC chairman Mark Liu. What he said was, so COVID-19 has caused an acceleration in digital transformation. So what that means is for people working from home, people learning from home, they are buying more devices, more home appliances, and this increased demand has also played a role. So digital transformation has been accelerated by some estimates 5 years, some estimates also 7 years, and that acceleration, a lot of suppliers are struggling to keep up, and that has played its own part. And then another point that Mark Liu brought to bear was the U.S.-China trade war. Now, there's an unpredictability around it. So there are a lot of sanctions on tech companies that were instituted by America's previous president, President Donald Trump. Now, the new president has shifted his tone, but he hasn't exactly changed the policies. Many of the policies are changed, and there's some unpredictability around that. And being that like 56% of the semiconductor GPUs in the world come from Taiwan, so the TSMC and operators like them are not sure of the market direction. So there's also that unpredictability, and it has caused some of these shortages that we are seeing today. So it's a multi-layered problem, actually.
Right.
Not just
and I like